Let's do Christmas, guys. Come on over. Story time. It's story time. All the time. It's story time.
What book are we gonna read?
Oh, I've got so many books. Come on. All right. Okay. So this book pretends to tell us how Santa got his job.
Well, Santa got his job?
Yeah. Do you
I think he was picked by God.
Well, let's find out. All right. When Santa was a young man, he went out looking for a job. Santa wanted no part of desks or offices. He wanted to stay on the move. So what did he do? His first job was cleaning chimneys. Santa was sure-footed even on the steepest roofs, and he loved twisting through those tight spaces in chimneys. But there was a problem. Santa was so neat that he never got covered in soot like the other chimney sweeps, or made a mess in the fireplace. So nobody believed him when he said he was done with the job. "You're not even dirty," said the others. And this led to a lot of arguments. So then Santa started working for the post office, where everybody could see he was doing his job. Santa's favorite part was bringing packages to people all over town. Now, waiting in traffic, though, that was frustrating. It's silly to waste all this time in traffic, he decided, and to speed things up, he started making deliveries in the middle of the night. But there was a problem. Nobody was happy to see him at the door in the middle of the night to bring those packages, and they got so many complaints at the post office, Santa had to leave. So what did he try next? Since he discovered he liked staying up late, so he started working for an all-night diner. Sometimes Santa even surprised people with extra helpings. "Oh, I couldn't eat another bite," many of them insisted. Well, maybe just one more bite. But then there was a problem, because every night Santa tasted and sampled and tasted some more before he brought anything back out of the kitchen, and he gained all sorts of weight. Santa started growing a big tummy. Now, hoping to get some exercise, Santa found a spot at the zoo. Now, he's very organized about the animals. "I know when they are sleeping," said Santa, "and I know when they're awake." And over time, he also learned whether they were behaving themselves or not. But there was another problem. Santa became close friends with the reindeer, and all those other animals got jealous. Sadly, the zookeeper had to let him go. "Hey, Cam, how you doing?" "Hi there." Okay. By now, Santa was starting to get discouraged. He didn't even notice what the reindeer were doing behind him. What were the reindeer doing? Jumping over the fence.
Well, I didn't know reindeer.
And they worked hard to cheer him up. Together, the reindeer and Santa joined the circus. And pretty soon, they were shooting Santa out of a cannon 3 times a night. Santa loved flying through the air and wearing his new costume. Look, he's got a big red costume and black boots. And he was a big success. Oh, but there was a problem.
Oh, no.
The ringmaster wanted to build up the suspense. "You need to look frightened," he told Santa. "We want that crowd to worry about you." But Santa was having too much fun for that. "Whoa, ho, ho," he always cried as he flew through the air. So the crowd wasn't worried, and Santa got fired again.
Wait.
The angry ringmaster not only fired Santa, but the reindeer too. And they gathered together their things, and then some elves came as they were leaving the circus to get some autographs from Santa. And they invited Santa and the reindeer home for dinner. Now the elves lived way out of town. They were toy makers, and their house was their workshop. Santa was amazed. "Children must love these toys," he said. But the elves looked a little bit embarrassed. They only made toys for themselves and their own pleasure. Selling them was just too much trouble. "Well, what if you give them away?" Santa asked. Well, the elves hadn't thought of that. "I could deliver them for you," said Santa. "There were enough toys here for children all over the world." The elves smiled, and they hired him on the spot. Now the elves made Santa a special sack that was always big enough no matter how many toys were put into it, and then they built him a sleigh. And the polar bears offered to pull that sleigh. They were very strong, and they whipped Santa over the snow. But there was a problem, always another problem. It was the biggest problem yet. Oh, how is Santa and the polar bears going to go over the ocean? The polar bears can swim, but the sleigh can't do it. To Santa's surprise, this problem could be solved. Santa and the reindeer practiced together every day. They made a few mistakes at first, a little upside down, a little confusion, but soon they learned to work as a team. So in the darkest part of winter, when people need their spirits lifted the most, Santa got ready to go. As the elves said goodbye, they gave Santa an emergency kit. It had a compass, ski goggles, cough drops, and other things. Santa thanked them very much. All of his jobs had told him it was good to be prepared. First, Santa and his reindeer took off, and the first night was a little hard because Santa was still learning all about shortcuts and high winds, but at last he got the hang of it. And ever since then, the elves had made toys all year, and Santa has given them away in one night. He loves his job as much as ever, and he's gotten pretty good at it over the years. Still, he always keeps his emergency kit close by, because no job is perfect. Well, I think that job was a little perfect, huh?
Me too.
So he learned how to chimney sweep, he learned animals. Now, how about some more about Santa?
Is this a cute book?
Oh, yes, City Kid, yeah. Santa's Secrets Revealed. All your questions asked about Santa. Now, what is this? Another Santa?
Yep.
Another one.
I don't want to even see another
Okay,
Santa.
now why don't you sit down with that one, and we'll read this story, and then we'll decide how many more stories we want to do.
I want to do all of them.
Okay, Santa's Secrets Revealed. All your question and answers about Santa's super sleigh, his flying reindeers, and every other wonder. Children all around the world celebrated the news this morning that Santa Claus is in fact real, and Mr. Claus has granted an exclusive interview to the author. Santa explained that he wanted to, here's the guy that asked him all the questions, Stephen Hoffelmeifer. You're probably wondering about this Santa guy, who he is, how it is to keep track of billions of kids around the world. Well, I've just got the answer to almost any question you ask about it. That's because I met Mr. Claus and he told me his top secrets. Last year, I quit believing in Santa. I noticed that our chimney was just too skinny that even a chicken couldn't slide down. So when a TV reporter asked me to do on Christmas Eve if I was watching for Santa, I said, "Are you kidding? Do you really think a 1,700-year-old saint on a flying sleigh brings gifts to everybody on Earth and all in one night? No. And he's got elves on the payroll." That night, I heard a voice in the dark. Ho, ho, ho! Pretending to snore doesn't fool me, Stevie. The song has it right. I do know when you're sleeping and when you're awake, and when you're naughty and when you're nice. Then the lamp clicked on, and beside my bed stood a guy who looked like a giant maraschino cherry with whiskers. "Dad," I said, "just because you got yourself a Santa suit doesn't mean you have to wake me up. How about leaving the gifts by the tree instead?" I reached up to give his beard a yank, but then I noticed an elf at the end of my bed. "We saw you on TV," the elf said. "What a shame. Only Mr. Claus. Calling Mr. Claus a fake. But if you go on the late news and say you do believe in Santa, we'll forget about that. We'll even overlook these infractions." The big guy shook his head. "Just last year, you asked for a huge pile of presents, Stevie, and now you don't even believe in me? There's only one thing to do. Get your coat, we're going on a little trip." And I followed him outside. Our patio was swarming with elves. The man in red waved me up onto the sleigh. "Seatbelts on," he bellowed. "Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, oh Comet, oh Cupid, oh Donner and Blitzen, oh Harry Throckmorton." Oh, Harry Throckmorton. I looked at the so-called Santa. "Where's your star reindeer?" "Oh, he's home recovering from a bad fruitcake. Harry Throckmorton from the Dancing Holstein was all they had left at the agency. Uh-oh, a dancing cow instead of Rudolph.
I don't think dancing cows will work.
Oh, look what he's singing. Hey, doodle doodle, a cat on the fiddle, a cat jumped over the pool. With a loud scrape, the sleigh began to move, bumping across our backyard. We barely cleared the fence, but thanks to Harry's dance number on the way up, we made it. Flying in the sleigh was like riding a giant dizzy bee. Cities rolled up over the edge of the earth, and they wobbled and leapt through the air. But a flying sleigh didn't make a guy Santa. Airplanes once seemed impossible as Santa's sleigh, and it didn't take Santa to fly them. Your story's so full of holes, I said. How do you know who's naughty or nice? Or, patience, Stevie, you'll soon get your answer. The sleigh slowed down, and the jolly old man swept his arm proudly across the scene. Here we are. At the North Pole, I asked? No, Cleveland. Come on, let's see what our spy satellites are picking up. Spy satellites? At Santa Industries, we track worldwide naughtiness levels using a string of satellites called Papa Santa Special Super Secret Satellite Team. Our video cameras are so advanced that they can spot a germ on your ear from 50,000 miles away. The satellites send videos of every child's behavior to our Cleveland headquarters. Then elves decide who will get toys and who will get lumps of coal. When a child scores a nice instead of a naughty, computers send a command to one of the 7 gift fulfillment centers around the world. Elves sort the toys into bags that drop into my sleigh as I swoop by on Christmas Eve. Oh, so here's a boy being very good. No, thank you, Mother. It's too close to bedtime for candy and ice cream. So Santa showed me how to check any kid's naughtiness record on the computers. He even typed in my little sister's coordinates so he could aim a spy satellite at her. She was being good, as usual. Little sisters are, don't you think so? Just then the computer started to spark. Santa typed wildly to bring them under control. A naughtiness surge is overwhelming the computers. And an elf rushed up with some papers. It's been happening all night, sir, every time the TV networks show that kid. Uh-oh. One by one, every TV in the room switched from pictures of kids pulling their sister's hair or eating with their mouths full to me. I was on the old TVs, my own national TV. Me saying I didn't believe in Santa. Oh, Santa's eyes got big. This is worse than I realized. And he picked me up and he jumped into the sleigh. To the North Pole, and step on it, reindeer. In seconds we were flying high above the earth, and the sleigh nearly flipped into a snowstorm over Canada, but we leveled off and we rode the wind straight into the northern lights. And there it was, the North Pole, among millions of tiny candy houses, stores, hospitals, supermarkets, theaters, everything a person could need. Santa aimed his sleigh at one of the buildings and pressed his garage door opener. Inside, thousands of elf scientists floated around the room. They're flying like your reindeer, but how, I asked. Anti-gravity collars, Santa said. We're testing our new model. I grabbed a collar and shot to the ceiling. Surprised, I let go and started to fall. Just then, a furry flash scooped me out of the air. It was a reindeer wearing a blindfold. Don't worry, Santa laughed. George has radar. Radar? You mean you're getting rid of... Oh no, Santa said. With radar and light, we'll have the safest sleigh in the sky. Okay. Elves, flying reindeer, and now radar. I almost believed this guy was Santa, but Santa had to be more than satellites and science. So reindeer can fly and they can give off light and radar waves, I said, but how can one man deliver billions of toys to the world in one night? Even if you flew to a new house every minute, you still couldn't reach 5,000 children. You get an A in math, Santa said, but actually there is a way to reach all the world's children. The space-time scruncher. Santa pulled out a phone. Honey, can you come over to the lab and explain the scruncher to a visitor? Oh, Mrs. Claus didn't look at all like her publicity pictures. Hope Santa isn't too good with science, he said. He flies around having all the fun and I do all the work. Well, you're the rocket scientist, not me, dear, Santa blushed. I'm but a simple saint traveling the world and bringing joy to millions. Mrs. Claus patted his cheek and pointed to a machine on the sleigh. "This is the space-time cruncher," she said. "It sends Santa back in time after each delivery so he can just circle the world in one night." Santa took my hand, and if you don't believe her, come with me. We piled into the sleigh and we whooshed down a tunnel into Santa's workshop. An enormous bag of toys slid into a chute and popped into the sleigh as we zoomed past. "Yee-haw!" hollered Santa as the sleigh rocked from the bag's weight. "Get ready to deliver some Christmas joy." And he shoved that space-time scruncher into high, and I saw a flash and the world stretched to infinity. We swerved past the pyramids and the Eiffel Tower in the same second, and the next thing I knew, we were touching down on a rooftop in Australia. "Don't you just love Christmas?" Santa hooted. I started to ask a question, but Santa held up his hand to stop me. "I already know what you're going to say. It's about chimneys and my size, right? Well, watch this." And with a flash, he became a hopping, bug-sized Santa. "The space-time cruncher just doesn't scrunch time, it can shrink me too," Santa chirped. "If there's no chimney, I just got through the keyhole." And all night, Santa and I circled the world with gifts, landing on mansions and mud huts, houseboats and houses. I became an expert at scooting down chimneys and climbing up to keyholes. Finally, when the last gift bag lay empty, we landed on a familiar rooftop. It was mine. I got out of the sleigh and stood there thinking. Santa had answered every question so far, but I had one question that he couldn't answer. You see, I hadn't told anyone what I hoped to get to Christmas, so Santa couldn't give me what I really wanted. "What are you giving me for Christmas?" I asked. "Oh, just a little something," he grinned, pulling out a package from under his seat. Even the reindeer were quiet as I tore off the wrapping paper. And there it was, my present, the present. "But how? I never told anyone." Santa smiled. "Maybe I've got a little magic after all, Slowly a smile grew on my face, and then I went wild. I skipped, I galloped, I shouted to the world, "Santa's real! He's real! He's real! Hi, everybody! Santa's real!" Santa pulled me off the sleigh and said, "Now let's head for the TV networks and set the world right." The scrunchers flipped us just far enough in the past to make the late news, and "Santa's no fake," I said. He showed me his sled files, how he circles the world in one night, and you know what? His real secret is magic, good old Christmas magic. Santa stood behind the cameras, checking worldwide naughtiness levels on his wrist computer. He smiled and nodded. "So if you ever see a jolly gent ringing a bell, buy a kettle, or a merry gnome sweating in a red wool coat at the mall, just remember..." Remember what? Santa's the one with the magic. And he's coming in 2 weeks, right? Now, do you want to have some cookies?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes! Anybody who wants to read some more stories with me or take these stories home is very, very welcome.
I'm in over here.
Okay. Now, I want to say one thing to all the parents and to all the kids before you start eating and enjoying yourself.
Okay. What is this?
Mr. Cloak's behind us, and his son, and his wife. Where are you hiding?
I don't know.
She's disappeared on us. Are the generous benefactors of cookies and hot cocoa from the South End Business Association, and Market Basket was kind enough to give us some fresh gingerbread cookies.
Oh, I never tried that yet. Hello, gingerbread.
And Stop and Shop and my little gift donation have added some extra cookies and candy to that. Okay?
Yeah.
Because we were going to make candy canes, but now what we're going to do is going to make Christmas tree ornaments. All right? And get your candy in a little Christmas bag.
On behalf of the South End Business Association, I would like to thank you all for coming. Wishing you all a very joyous festive season. Hope Santa brings you everything that you're asking for. And to light the tree, I'm going to turn it over to City Councilor Naomi Carney.
Yes, well, it's so nice to see all you young children. Are we all been good this year?
Yeah!
Is Santa going to bring you lots of goodies?
Yeah! It's a holiday of giving, not getting.
You are right. It's a holiday of giving, not getting. Well, I wanna say Merry Christmas. I want to give the wishes from myself on the City Council and all my colleagues, and also the mayor that couldn't be here tonight. But from my family to your family, I want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas, a happy holiday season, a wonderful, prosperous New Year, and God bless everybody. And be good for Santa Claus, and remember, it is giving, not receiving, it's giving. So do something nice for your neighbors, your parents, and make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them. Your guardians, your grandmothers, your moms, your dads. You make sure you tell everybody you love them, okay? And have a very Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Okay? And are we
We're
going
going to
to...
do a countdown to light.
Okay, so now, children, we're going to start our countdown. Shall we start at 1,000? No!
100.
100?
41.
How about 10?
Yeah!
Ready? I want to hear everybody nice and loud. Ready?
Ready.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay!
Everyone.
Mark! Anna! Ooh! Hey! Hey! Forgot your lunch. Hey! Hey!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.